Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's video is sponsored by eXtremeRate, which is home to all of your Switch customization and accessory needs. They also have other consoles if you're interested in that. So huge thanks to eXtremeRate for sending me all the products that I will be using in my own personal Switch customization today. If you are interested in anything that I am using, I will have links for you down below, so be sure to check them out. I will also be hosting a giveaway for a full replacement set of your choosing over on my Instagram, so please be sure to go follow me, check out my page, look on that post for instructions and details on the giveaway. For the main body of the Switch, I went with this mint green color. This is the full replacement kit, so it comes with the backplate, kickstand, everything. It comes with the Joy-Con shells and it comes with black buttons. And as you can see, it has like all of the little screws and extra little parts and everything. So that way, if you drop something on the floor and you can't find it again, you have extras. I used that many times. I was very grateful that it came with extras of everything, and it comes with the little tools that you need. Of course, you need this little screwdriver, and it has two different heads that you can use, well, that you need to use to open up the Switch. In case you're interested in creating your own Animal Crossing Switch, here's my AC Switch compared to the eXtremeRate backplate. They are pretty much virtually the same shade, so that's really cool in case you're interested in that. The full replacement kit does come with black buttons, but I decided not to use those and instead to go for some pink ones, since I am modeling the Switch after Lily from Animal Crossing and she has those little pink cheekies. I thought the buttons could kind of be like her little cheeks, you know, little accents. And the main Switch body is like her body color. And they come like this, attached in this little thingy-majiggy, and you just gotta pop them out. It's super easy. And these of course also come with, you know, all the extra little buttons and all of the little screws and parts, everything that you could possibly need. And I also got this little screen protector that actually has a white border, which I really like. You'll see in the final product, you can put it on your Switch and it doesn't make the border around the screen black, it makes it white, which I enjoyed. So this is the before. This is my boyfriend's Switch that I bought off of him. I'm going to be using this for my next Animal Crossing island, and as you can see, it has blue Joy-Cons and it has like these little red grippy thingies. I don't know what these are. I'm just gonna take them off. I decided to start off with the Joy-Cons because they seem like the most tricky, and I always like to tackle the hardest parts first instead of trying to do the easy ones and then being overwhelmed later by the hard ones. I just go head first. Let's do the hard stuff first, get it over with. So I just started unscrewing the little Joy-Con screws, and you have to be extremely careful when you do these because these screws are so fragile and they can so easily strip and then you're just stuck. By no means is this video going to be any sort of tutorial or guide for you. Please check out better guide videos. eXtremeRate has a guide video that I used. That's what I watched for the entire process while I was doing this. I was pausing and playing their instruction video, and it was really helpful. I'm super grateful for that because without it I would have been lost. So please check out that guide, or if you're interested in other guides, other videos here on YouTube, there are plenty for you to watch. So this is what the inside looked like, and it's got like some little scribbles in there from like pencil markings, which I thought was really interesting. I guess they put those in there when they were putting them together. I don't know what they mean, but yeah. So the screws on the inside are a lot more strong, and you don't have to be as careful, but still be careful because they're very tiny and you want to keep track of all of them for sure. What I started to do was just every time I took off a screw, I would put it kind of like in a line. You can see like a little line of screws and parts forming on my desk. So that way I could keep track of like the order that I took them out. So that way when I'm going ahead and putting everything back together, like I have them all lined up in order of how I'm supposed to use them, if that makes sense. I've always been intimidated by Switch customization. I had never watched any sort of videos on it or anything, because one time actually my boyfriend bought me like a backplate to replace the Switch I had before I got the Animal Crossing Switch, and we tried to do it together and we just stripped those screws because we had no idea what we were doing. And after that I just thought it was like impossible, and I wasn't sure if like I was gonna have like the hands-eye coordination to like take everything apart, but thankfully the eXtremeRate tutorial guide video that they have was really straightforward, and actually like it genuinely helped me like a lot to have confidence to do this. After I did the first Joy-Con, I was actually really surprised at how confident I felt doing the next one. In my mind, I was like, I don't even need the video anymore. I got this now. But that is incorrect because each Joy-Con is different. They both have kind of different parts in them. So just be sure that you watch the video entirely. And what I also found really helpful in eXtremeRate's video was that they circled the little areas that you'll need to unscrew. So like if you had to unscrew like 3 screws, they have like it's circled in a part of the video once they show it, and I thought that was really helpful because I would just pause it and I would, you know, start unscrewing one, and then I could look back up at my paused video and see like the next area that I had to unscrew. So yeah, here is like the guts of the Joy-Con, which I found very interesting. All these little pieces and wires everywhere, very, very interesting. The whole time when I was doing it, I was kind of getting like a perler bead kind of vibe, because I've done perler beads a couple of times and it felt like that, like little pieces everywhere, and you gotta be really careful. After all that disassembling, I was finally able to put the buttons in, and I really like how the buttons feel. The ABYX and the directional buttons, they all feel really, really nice. They have like a matte finish. They just feel like good, like clicky, like high quality. I really, really like them. It doesn't feel that much different from the regular Switch buttons, so that's super great. Same thing with the Joy-Con shells. They feel really nice, really smooth, and just like high quality, which I was really, really happy about. I was afraid that, you know, since it was like plastic replacement shells, they were gonna feel kind of cheap, because I wasn't sure. I had never done anything like this before. I have never dabbled in Switch customization or any sort of electronic or game device customization, so I was really happy and satisfied that everything feels really high quality, and when I, you know, hold my Switch, it feels really, really nice, and it doesn't feel that far off from the original, you know, plating and buttons and all that stuff that I took off. So very, very pleased and happy and excited about that. So after putting all the buttons in, it was time to put the guts back in, which is so funny. It's just like so dangly and just there. It seems very, very fragile, which I think most of the parts are pretty fragile, so you do have to be careful. But you just kind of pop everything back in. Some of it was stuck down like with tape when I was trying to take everything apart, and you kind of had to like pull, and I was very scared, but it all worked out. Nothing was ruined, kind of. So actually earlier when I was disassembling this one, I yanked out something I was not supposed to. So this is why you watch the video carefully, kids. This is why you follow instructions. There was a point in time where you were supposed to take out like the battery cord, but there's like a little port that it's in, and you just take the little plug out of the port. But I ripped the entire port off of the motherboard, so that was a fun time. Completely my fault for not watching it carefully and for being too aggressive. If you are trying to pry something off and it doesn't feel right, I highly advise you go and double check, but because chances are it's not correct. So it actually required soldering to fix that, so I ended up going and getting one of our extra Joy-Cons that we have, completely disassembling that, taking out all the guts, and putting in that motherboard and battery back into this Joy-Con. It was an adventure, and I did freak out a little bit once I realized that I had messed up very badly, so just be really careful. Hopefully you shouldn't make that same mistake as me. I definitely, in hindsight, yanked on that thing way too hard. There was no reason for me to be like that. Why'd I have to be like that? Why'd I have to do that? So yeah, just moral of the story, rewatch the video if you are unsure. So yeah, if there was a lighting change right there, that's because I've been doing this over a couple of days. So if the lighting is a little weird in some areas or it changes a bit, I'm so sorry about that. It's also because I was filming next to a window and it likes to be sunny, then cloudy, then sunny, you know, over and over. So still getting the hang of this whole recording with a camera thing, but yeah, it was like 7 p.m. here, and I think I had started the Joy-Con process at like 3. So it was taking me a bit for the first one. This is just the first one. The second one went much quicker though, thankfully. But yeah, here is me putting in the battery that I stole from the other Joy-Con C. It's just an extra that we had because we have some extra ones for playing with friends and stuff. So yeah, very, very scary. But I'm glad there was some sort of solution for me. And there's also many times when I would just leave out buttons, like little buttons, like the plus and minus button, or there's like the little sensor light. There's like a little light that's on this long piece thingy. It's not the buttons, but it's like the light that goes in between them. It's literally sitting there on the table in the video. It's literally sitting there. I forgot to put that in and I had to unscrew it and put it back. Oh my god, and it was literally sitting right there. That hurts to watch. That hurts to watch. But yeah, just make sure if you are gonna do this that, oh, there's my glasses. I love taking up the frame because I don't know how to film things. Wow, okay. But anyways, I recommend always make sure that you have all the buttons before you start screwing stuff in. Especially like on the Joy-Cons, like the front of the Joy-Cons, make sure you got those plus buttons, the home button, the screenshot button, make sure they're there because I think I left out like 3 of them. I think I left out the minus button, the plus button, that little sensor button, and then I think I left out the home button. So there was a lot of like unscrewing because I just wasn't paying attention enough. But finally, after hours of attempting to do this, I was able to just put the final screws in, which was so satisfying to do, and just screw it all in, and it was all good to go. Everything snapped together, worked perfectly, no issues, and I mean, well, you know, besides my own issues that I caused. But yeah, here's how the Joy-Con comes out. The buttons are very clicky, very nice, feel perfect like I said, so very exciting stuff. And like I mentioned, the second Joy-Con went much faster. Just like anything, once you dip your feet in, once you get your toes a little moist with the practice, it goes a lot faster the next time you try to do it. So it went a lot quicker for me. I still did leave out some buttons, but I was a lot more confident. And I was telling my boyfriend, oh, I can customize your Switch. I feel like I can customize anyone's Switch. Just toss me your Switches. I can customize them. I got this now. So here's the finished Joy-Con, the second one, not much different from the first one. And now we're on to the body of the Switch. So after taking off the very dusty cover and replacing little SD card and kickstand pieces, that was pretty much it. Pretty straightforward. You also have to put on those little thingies, but I was able to just do all that and screw everything back on. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put on the little screen protector. So first I went in with these little wipies to clean and dry everything, make it all nice and fresh. The screen does have a couple of scratches, which is fine. So if you see any scratches, that's just how it be. That's just how this Switch is. And I also went in with like a little glasses cleaning cloth to kind of like polish it and get rid of the streaks, which that really helped. So if you have one of those, I would advise you to use one of those. So after placing it on carefully, I went ahead and used like a little washi tape plastic thing because I couldn't find a card nearby to just get out the air bubbles. I still have a couple bubbles in there, which I'm gonna try to work on getting out, but yeah, I'm okay with them for now. And then after that, I decided to put on the little pink Joy-Con grips. I decided to go with these instead of the stars that I was gonna do in the beginning, and they look so cute. And after slipping on the Joy-Cons, I decided to add a little bit of personalization and spice. I know this is supposed to be a Lily Animal Crossing Switch, but she is a frog and I have these frog stickers, and I felt like the Switch just needed something else just for, you know, more of my personality to shine through. So I added 2 little stickers, very simple, very subtle, but they make all the world of a difference. So here's the final product. I am so happy with it. I can't believe I actually pulled it off, and I'm so pleased with the quality of eXtremeRate's products and the feel and the look of them. Everything is so perfect. I couldn't ask for more. So if you're interested in any of the products I use, I will link them specifically down below. But also check out eXtremeRate. They have a lot of variety and a lot of different kits for you to go ahead and customize your Switch, your Pro Controller, your Joy-Cons, anything you can think of. So check them out down below in the description. Don't forget to follow me on any social medias that I have, also links down below. My Discord server linked below. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video. You mean the world to me, and I will see you in the next one.